Hello, are we live? I hope we are live. Fingers crossed, my lovelies. I'm just going to have to keep my eye on the situation happening over there. We are live. Oh, excellent. I'm a little bit shimmying over to the wrong side. Wonderful. Am I now in the center? Sorry, everyone. I just realized that I connected to the wrong account, the wrong YouTube account, which is always fun, isn't it? Am I in the center? What's happening? There we go. That's it. She was off center for some reason. So somehow I had connected to my old YouTube channel. I just went live on there for like 8 seconds. So isn't that really fun? How silly of me. Hello, everybody. Hello, how are we doing today? So you join us again for another masterclass. Thank you, loud people outside. Very happy about that. It's 9 million degrees here in London, but it is a little bit overcast, so hopefully I'm not going to overheat today. How are you all doing? Today we are going to learn how to do this eye look. This one. Everyone loves a bit of blue eyeshadow, I think. It's very intense, and I think everyone will really like it. I've just seen I haven't blended something. Give me one moment. Hopefully we're not going to have any technical difficulties today. I do hope that's not going to be the case because it's warm and technology likes to go a bit... Don't know why I'm having a stutter. Technology likes to go a bit funny when that happens. Isn't that weird? Thank you, Mediocre, for the love heart. I thought you were calling me Mediocre. Almost had a small heart attack. Okay, so... how's everybody doing? We have 21 people in tonight. Hello, 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 everybody. So, we are going to be doing a sort of intermediate style eyeshadow look today. I've chosen a blue eyeshadow look because I don't feel like I wear enough blue eyeshadows, realistically. I always get people asking me, like, oh, what's your favourite blue eyeshadow? And it used to be Electric Eel by MAC, but ever since I have purchased this palette here, this one, yes, this way, the Janice Chains palette by Morphe, also known as the James Charles palette, has a great little selection of cooler tones down here. Can we see? Can we see those right there? Is it working? I feel like I'm very much on, is it CVS? No, CVS is a drugstore in America, isn't it? What's it called? QVC, that's the one. I used to go past those warehouses all the time in London, I did. Excellent. No technical difficulties, girl. Good, 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 good. I have my chat just down here, so if you see me looking down here, I'm looking at your guys' lovely messages to moi. Thank you, Jennifer Rausch, far from mediocre. Thank you for telling me that, because sometimes I need to hear it, because, you know, the world is trying me, and sometimes I do feel incredibly mediocre. All right, so for today's look, I recommend getting yourself 4 good brushes. Now, the reason why I'm choosing these brushes, I will explain to you right now. If you have any questions about makeup or about what we're doing, or, you know, you just want to say something in the chat, feel free to get involved. Get involved, girls. Type in the chat. Let's make this a lovely little experience for all of us to share what we know. So, thank you, Raver Ambitions. You were the first beauty vlogger I ever followed. You're still the best. Thank you, my lovely. That is absolutely gorgeous of you. The first one. Oh, goodness, I suppose. I've been doing it quite a while now, haven't I? Anyway, so 4 brushes. I have picked them like this. I don't know. So I've already got eyeshadow on them because obviously I'm using them for this look. I clean my brushes once a week and I spot clean them every couple of times that I wear makeup. But that's because when I wear makeup, I know that these brushes that I have at home are my own personal brushes. I've got them through myself. I've got them from friends. I've got them from PR, those sorts of things. And I've also bought them myself. I have a separate kit of brushes that I deep clean after every single person. However, recently there's not been any need to do any makeup on anyone else because of social distancing and, you know, the situation we're all collectively experiencing. I'm not going to say her name. She doesn't need to be said it because demonetization, Gales. Young gay boy at 18 now use makeup on days I like feeling powerful. Well, that is an excellent reason to wear makeup, Raver Ambitions. I'm of the opinion that you do not need to wear makeup to do anything in life. If you don't want to wear makeup, but you appreciate the art form, you are more than welcome in the makeup community. And if you wear makeup every single day and absolutely love it, you are also more than welcome in the makeup community and in my comments. How do you clean them and with what? Oh, that's a good question. Okay, so, oh my god, before we get into the tutorial, let's talk about brush cleansing. So I use the MAC brush cleanser. This is a strong alcohol-based spot cleaner. So you can use this if you need to quickly color change on brushes. You can do it if you keep using this after each time you've like used a brush, you'll have to deep clean your brushes far less. The way I actually deep clean my brushes is with just a normal hair shampoo. I don't need to use baby shampoo because most of my brushes are synthetic. If you have real hair brushes, actually I have a couple. I've got the Zoeva ones, but they're in my private kit, so I don't really mind so much about them. Use a baby shampoo and also a cooking sieve. And if you just run the brush through the sieve, the bristles go through the holes in the sieve and it really pulls out anything that's like deep in the brush. That is my little tip for you there. That's how you clean them. Why have you commented this, big booty goth queer? J.K. Rowling. The only cursed image. The reason why I was a little bit running a couple of minutes late this evening is because I was in fact listening to a hilarious video that Rowley had sent me of a little sneak preview of something that we had both said in our new Gag of the Millennial that's coming out soon. I think it's coming out week after next, so be prepared for that. Anyhow, back to the masterclass, my lovelies. So, 4 brushes for this look. We need a... Let me put them in order, shall I? So I like to use this brush here, the 231 Luxe Petit Crease brush by Zoeva. Now this one is a real hair brush. I couldn't tell you what hair it is. I just know that it isn't synthetic. Oh, I've got the hiccups. Hang on. There we go. And I like to use this one because I find that it fits nicely into my inner corner here, and also it really fits beautifully into my crease. You can get slightly smaller brushes than this, and obviously you can get slightly bigger ones if you find you have a more flatter crease area. The next brush you're going to use is a blending brush. This is the MAC 217, the OG blending brush. Now the reason why I like to use these two together is because I'm going to apply the eyeshadow with this brush. Oh, there we go, with this brush, and then blend the edges, any harsh edges, with this brush. So this one works really well for practically any sort of blending you need to do. Red Rose is dead! Oh my god! Thank you so much! That is absolutely... I got this loud notification, everything's going off. I've always heard, though I know we can break any makeup rules we want to, that blue eyeshadow on blue eyes isn't good. I've always been scared of blue, though I love blue. This looks amazing on you, girl, Luxeria, and I love you. Thank you so much. Red Rose is dead. Thank you so much. So, yes. There are some people that say you shouldn't wear the same eyeshadows as the eye color that you have. Now, I don't subscribe to this. I think if you want to wear blue eyeshadow, you go and wear blue eyeshadow. Now, if this look was in a bronzy gold, it would go against my eye color. So it would be, on the color wheel, it would be opposite, like a yellowy golden tone is opposite a sort of bluey, greeny tone. Take that with a pinch of salt, because it's not quite that way, but it works that way if you're looking at quite a basic color wheel. So they're going to pull all of the blue tones out of my eye. Not literally, can you imagine? That's awful. But it will make my eyes appear more blue to have this in a more golden tone. Because this is really overpoweringly blue, against my natural eyes, it makes them more grey and desaturated. Now, the way that I combat that is by putting black in the waterline to just bring out the whiteness of the eye and really increase the contrast. So it's a case of you can wear blue eyeshadows if you have blue eyes, but you have to do these little tweaks in order to make it the most flattering you can. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a moment. All right, my lovely. You said something we don't speak about anymore. Yes, that's absolutely true. Thank you, Lux. I love learning new things from you. Cleaning brushes are a must. Appreciate the tips. You're absolutely welcome. I find that brush cleaning is one of the most boring things you'll ever have to do as a makeup artist or as a makeup person at all. I usually just like to put on something on Netflix and then just literally like hammer out as many brushes as I can cope with without my arms falling off. What was I about to say? Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Also, Netflix. I'm just literally starting to watch the Umbrella Academy Season 2. I'm so into it. So into it so far. Don't give me any spoilers, though, Gales. Right, that is just Fanta, despite what my voice just did. Back to the brushes. So, a flat packer brush is an absolute must if you're going to be doing eye looks like this. In fact, I could hazard a guess and say that I could probably do about 90% of this eye look with this single brush alone. So if you want to go for a more beginner-friendly style, grab a brush like this. Now, I have had this brush for so long, and the thing with MAC brushes is when they're genuine, the name rubs off after so many times, so I can just barely make out that this is a MAC 242 brush. As you can literally see, it's just the most basic flat packer brush. Loads of brands do those sorts of flat packer brushes. And if you want really good brushes that aren't going to break the bank, I do recommend using Morphe or BH Cosmetics. Both of those you'll have excellent results with. And the last one here is actually a Morphe brush. This is the Morphe M335, and it is huge. It is a huge, dense blending brush. Most of the time, these are said you can use for like spot placing blush placement or highlighter placement. I like, because I have quite a wide area to fit between my eyebrow and my eyelid. Do you see this right here? How much space I have? Literally using a brush like this just to really feather out any final details, I think really works for me on my eye shape. It might work for you, it might not. Just something to think of. You can always get brushes a bit smaller than this as well. This one, I'm not going to use it today, by the Sugar Pill. The Sugar Pill. Okay, boomer. This one here by Sugar Pill is kind of like a similar shape, but it's slightly smaller, if you see what I mean. And for smaller eye shapes, it will do the same thing as this brush here. Hello, Magic Cloud, my lovely. How are you doing? Candice Baker, what are we chatting at? Sorry, I don't get out much. We are going to be doing this look today. Welcome to the live show. I love e.l.f. brushes, never disappointed. I have not used e.l.f. brushes. I think I have one lip brush by them, actually. I think they sent me one 11 years ago. Can you imagine? Lol. So, let's get started, shall we? Now, to ignore all this completely, I'm going to pop down a primer upon my eyelid. And, oh, that is not my primer. That is a black eyeliner. That would have been funny, wouldn't it? Hashtag cancelled. What we're going to do is put a little bit of primer on the eyelid. I can recommend you a few primers. I've never used the Pierre Louise base, but it has excellent reviews. And I have personal friends in my life that swear by it, but I've never used it yet. I still love my Old Faithful, which is Painterly Paint Pot. It literally is just like a flesh tone, long-lasting primer that helps make eyeshadows look intense. Big booty goth queer. I love e.l.f. and NYX. I am such a cheap bitch. You are not a cheap bitch. You know what? Cosmetics do not have to be expensive. The only things that I would say it's well worth spending money on is a good eyeshadow palette and a good foundation. Anything else, you know. I will say you need a good couple of brushes. Like, one good brush in your kit with loads of other, like, nonsensy brushes, you'll find it will make a big difference. So if you're, like, looking for presents or something for Christmas or birthdays, or you have gift cards or something, always grab at least one, like, nice thing in your kit or in your little collection, because I feel like it makes you feel nice as well, because you can be like, this is my fancy brush, you know what I mean? But, like, mascaras, eyeliner pencils, those sorts of things, lip liners, to some extent lipsticks and blushes, like, you can really go with any brand you want kind of thing. It's just a case of swatching them first. So what I'm going to do is just make sure that I've got no creases upon my eyelid, because I've been nattering away with this all done. Start with a creaseless eyelid. So as you can see, mine is now crease free. Shall I zoom you in a little bit? Is this going to work? Is my whole setup going to completely fail? There we go. Oh my god, just slightly. Ah, can you imagine? And what I'm going to do is just gently rub my brush through this. Literally just like backwards and forwards, twice on each side. And that is all you need. You do not need a lot of primer. A little bit goes quite a long way. You just need your eyelid to feel a little bit like there's product on it without ever having to overload it. Because if you overload with primer, you will find, I'm going to go in again actually because I've got a massive eyelid. You will find that products will stick to those areas that you have more primer on. So try and apply, you know, a sensible amount that you feel is right. And then right at the very end, after you've applied it to the lid, just run it gently under the eye so that anything that goes underneath has something to be catched. That's not a word. Has something to catch onto. Just like that. Now what I'm going to do is put down some... I was about to say put down some tissue. That's not what we're doing. We're going to be putting down some powder. And the reason why I like to do this is I'm very old school. I know that lots of people on YouTube don't believe in baking. I don't believe in baking for setting. I believe in baking for catching fallout, because I will always get fallout. And you know what? I'm not just about to destroy hours of work by getting a little bit of fallout. And if you notice, I'm using a NYX Cosmetics powder poof. I love this. It's so good. I just got a text from Randy. All right, my lovelies. What are we chatting about so far? I like their tiny brushes. What, the e.l.f. ones, my lovely? Do you use the wand for the UD primer potion, or do you use a brush to apply that as well? So for the primer potion, yeah, they changed the... I'm going to get arrested for what I'm about to say. No. Can you imagine? So the primer potion used to come in a professional size that was in a squeezy tube that I really liked. If you're using it for yourself, by all means, dot it onto the eyelid with your finger if you want to, or the wand. I wouldn't use the whole wand to like apply it all the way up to the eyebrow because that's just going to be too much primer applied. You can use a brush if you want to, but also your ring finger. If you don't have like massive nails, your ring finger makes a lovely little blender to like push in primer into the eyelid. It's basically just giving your eyelid something tacky, slightly tacky, so the eyeshadow has the best opportunity to stay on once it's on. So now that we have that, what we are going to do is go into the James Charles palette. Now, if any of you guys ever want a really good palette that's got lots of good colours in it, that you're probably going to use nearly every single colour of, this one is so good. I was really on the fence, like even when I did a video about this recently, because I was like, I'm not going to support it, girls. I'm just not going to support it. But I got it on offer, and I cannot put this palette down. It's got a colour story that I just really appreciate. It's got cool tones, it's got neutrals, it's got brights, and it's got, like, all these ones in the centre. Like, you can do a whole look, and maybe not contouring, maybe a little bit of contouring, with this palette. Like, it's so good. What has happened? Why has this happened to me? This is illegal. There we go. Never mind. Terribly sorry about that, everybody. What's that? Half an hour? Am I going to have to be doing that every half an hour? We probably are, aren't we? So, interestingly enough, if you don't want a palette this big, I mean, it is pretty big. It's pretty difficult to travel with. What you can do is get the miniature version. And you know what? I kind of wish maybe I'd waited and gotten the miniature version. But, yeah, it's a really good palette. I can't really sing its praises enough. It's so good. But James annoys me personally, but I can't hate his palette. It's honestly perfect for the colour choices. Do you know what, Raver? I do kind of agree with that. Yeah, I agree. I just think if another company did something as good as this, I would recommend that instead. Easy. I'm not buying it because I support James. I'm buying it because I love these colours. So, let's get started, shall we? We are going to start with the Luxe Petit Crease brush in 231, and we're going to go into the lightest blue here, that is the matte shade. If you want an alternative to this palette, actually, that's from a non-problematic brand, you can try the Beauty Bay EYN Bright Matte palette. It's got a really good selection of colours as well. Do you see? Beautiful. That is also a really good choice. But there's no shiny ones in there, so yes. Alright, my lovely. So we're going to go into this colour right here. I'm not swearing at you all, I promise. This one right here. It's the lightest sort of... what kind of a blue is that? I would guess... Should we have a vote? What kind of a blue is that? Would you say that's... kind of... Oh, I don't know. Sky blue? What's happening to my voice? I would say that's kind of like a sky blue. Right? I know someone did a dupe of it in the US. Did they? Is it the same quality? Be very interested about that. Excellent. So, we're literally just going to go, just saturate the very tip of the brush on both sides and tap off the excess. Like that. Then what we want to do, I like to place my, what's this bit of your hand called? This is your palm, isn't it? What's this? This little, like, wristy palm part? Right on my chin, and I find that that really helps me create this swoop. So we're just going to apply it through the crease first in tiny little motions, circular motions. And the goal with a look like this is building the colour. So we're going to be layering up as we go along. We're going to start out with something small and then just keep layering and blending as we go. Because realistically, when you're working with this sort of an intense colour, you need there to be no lines unless they are purposefully placed there. Back in with the palette. Let's go again. And I'm just literally doing this backwards and forwards motion. I'm not applying much pressure either, but if you see how I'm holding the brush too, it's right up near the ferrule. Ferrule? Ferrule? I only ever write that word. I never need to say it. Basically the silver bit. I'm right up at the silver bit, girls. And this allows you to have much more of a precise control over the placement of the eyeshadow. And now we already have this. This is an excellent start. I love this. Beautiful. It's such a lovely colour. Then what we're going to do is run the side of the brush. So the whole... Can you see that there? So the whole of the... where am I going? So that the whole of the side of the hairs are placed into the blue. I've just scratched it, but oh well. Tap off the excess. And we're just going to put a V shape on the end. So we're going to pull it right onto the eyelid. Like that. Just keep packing it on, girls, until you get the colour payoff that you want. Back up through the crease. And we're going to take it about halfway onto the eyelid. Halfway onto the eyelid, does that make sense? Halfway across the eyelid. My goodness, everyone is talking. Cyan, yes, James1 UK. Lovely. Yes, 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 yes. I want to try and get into makeup again, but I'm scared that it's not going to suit me. Oh, Chloe, do you know what? Life is too short to be scared of things that aren't going to suit you. I very much, when I started out in makeup, I know that I had quite a clear idea in my mind of what I wanted to look like. I wanted to look like a cross between Paris Hilton and Pete Burns. I think I did achieve it at certain points in my life, but your talent grows over time. And you're good at art anyway, so I'm sure that you have some of the talents already required for a lovely blend, so to speak. What's your favourite makeup brand right now? Oh, good question. I use loads of stuff from loads of different people. Favourite makeup brand for palettes? I couldn't even say. I've got so many. I'm going to go with the True OG and say that MAC is my favourite brand right now because I use far too many products by MAC to not say that. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I also like Estee Lauder. Pretty interesting. All right, my lovely. So we have this so far. We have the basic outline of like a soft cut crease, if you know what I mean. Swoop. New merch. Thank you, my lovely. Oh, girl, I gotta go. Bye-bye, Professor, my lovely art. You literally have the same eye shape. You literally have the perfect eye shape and eye socket, Luxeria. I do not, but thank you for saying that. It's been a lot of work for me. I still don't even love it. I suck at the end V technique. Okay, so here we go. Here's what you need to know to blend out a V very well. What we're going to do in this palette, this white here is so subtle. It's not like a stark white unless you really build it up. That's what really is the key here, is get your lighter tones. If you can get away with using a white, use a white. If you want to use more of a beige tone, use this one in the top corner up here. Both are really good for this technique. So what I'm going to take is my 217S brush, the ultimate blending brush in my opinion. Make sure that it's got nothing else on it. And I'm going to dip it into the white, both sides of the brush, until it's lightly coated. Tap off the excess, and this is where you start blending over the outer edge that you've applied. And this way it just lightens it up. Do you see it's not like bright, stark white, but it helps to blend that strong edge that we have created for putting down an actual pigment. And you literally just start blending this, and that really helps with the V technique to get it into a flattering sort of softness that you need from a really good blended eyeshadow look. I'm just going to keep running this through my crease. But I'm not going... So I'm keeping this whiter colour to the outer edge of the shape that we've created already. I'm not pushing it into the crease because I want the crease to be the most saturated area. A little bit down here as well. And the way that you want to blend with this is to pull in the direction that you are blending. So at the front of the eye, you pull straight up. And at the outer edge of the eye, you pull out. And then you do varying degrees of adjustment of that action through the rest of the eye. Do you know, I took a long time to learn how to blend correctly. The amount of like messy pictures I have from my youth of just like totally unblended eyeshadow looks that I was like, you couldn't tell me anything. I'm the most glamorous woman you've ever seen. That was not the case. Let me tell you, that was not correct. Christian Woods, hello, my lovely. How you doing? Why are your favourite products? What are your favourite products for your eye? Jennifer Rouge, what are your favourite products to make your eyebrows so beautiful? So, I mentioned them in the last masterclass, and they are these tools here. I've got this one and I have the third one somewhere. I don't know where she is at the moment. These are the Archery Brow... What are they even called? Archery Brow Tint and Precision Shaping Pencil. And they're by Soap and Glory. They only come in 3 colours, which is really disappointing. But they seem to all work quite nicely. I'm using literally all 3 colours right now on my brow. And they work really nice for me. They're really good at creating those little feathery strokes. Jennifer LR. Me too. I hope everybody else is having a lovely evening. So we're going to continue blending out this colour. Like so. And you want to keep looking at your other eye to see how far you're blending upwards as well. See, some people take it right up to the eyebrow, and that's too much for me. I feel like you need some space underneath the eyebrow so that you actually have a range of movement, so that you don't look too... What's the word? It's not clowny, but it kind of is a little bit... Clowny's not the word. There's a style of makeup that you can do which is called garage doors, where you literally just paint a single colour all the way up to your eyebrows. It used to be very in editorials in like the 80s and the early 90s, but that is not what I am talking about today, sis. No. So we're going to go back in with the Luxe Petit Crease Brush, the 231 by Zoeva, back into the first colour we have done, and we're going to blend this up a little bit more because I want it to go a little bit higher. And you see how now we are building up the tone and building up the blend. An eye look like this will take me about an hour just on both eyes from start to finish. I can get my whole face done in about an hour and 20 minutes if I really want to put the effort in. And I think, you know what, this isn't for every day. Not everyone is going to wear this sort of a look every day, and that's absolutely fine. But if you're getting ready with friends or something, and you're having a couple of drinks, maybe not now because, you know, the situation is happening. But it's really nice just to, like, sit down, get ready with friends, have a couple of drinks, and just put your makeup on, listen to some tunes, and then you end up going out and you have, like, a wonderful evening. My youth was spent doing that, and I cannot tell you how much I loved just those evenings. Like, most of the time I would just love the getting ready part of an evening. Like, to me that's kind of like almost the most fun part, because you got your friends around you, you got your little beverage, you got your music on, and then like when you have to go outside and then onto public transport or into a taxi or something, then to a club, suddenly that's when the like anxiety hits in of like, oh, now it's social time. Not fun. Can you talk a little bit about your weight loss experience? Can you give a few healthy lunch recommendations? I can indeed, Sarah. Absolutely. I'm just the way the eyeshadow is shaped with the lashes, girl. You have done snapped this time. Thank you, Christian, my lovely. Loud? Am I being too loud? Loud? Oh, loud was in the work. Yeah, loud, loud, loud. I'm in California, so it's still morning for me. Ooh. I can't wait. I'm getting married over there in October, and I'm scared I won't make it in time. We will see. It's strange time right now. Absolutely is. It's so weird. Everything is so weird at the moment. So my weight loss experience, let me scroll up for your name, my lovely Sarah Marina. My weight loss experience is kind of a little bit on hold at the moment. I've just restarted up my diet just because I'm like, I've been a bit lackadaisical. I love that word, lackadaisical, with my diet recently. Obviously, because of everything that's happened, I've gone back. I've literally started back at work recently. I'm back on the floor, so to speak. And so I've just kind of had to take myself, like, give myself a bit of a break. Like, it's not the end of the world if I don't lose that extra couple of pounds at the moment, if you know what I mean. But I've just gotten back into it, so I'm just starting up again now. We're going back in with the white, by the way, just to blend out this line that we have created. So, if I go in now, it's a shame I don't have like a before and after picture of this, but this was such a harsh edge earlier. The combination of that blue, the white, and then relayering the blue on top has really softened out this whole outer V area, and also through the crease, if you can see. Excellent. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So what we are going to do now... just get that little bit there blended. We are going to start mixing in some slightly deeper tones. So over here, we have this color right here, which I would say is like a royal blue. It's almost got a tiny, tiny, tiny amount of purple in it, which I can sort of understand because both blue and purple eyeshadows seem to be really difficult to make. I haven't had to formulate them yet, so I don't know for sure. We're going back in with the 231 brush, and we're going to go right into the crease with the darker color. And instantly, you can see now that we've got that more, like, mysterious smoky depth. Can you see that? It's, like, transformative. I swear, makeup is so much fun. I absolutely love the transformative aspect of it. I'm going to go back in again. And this time I'm going to pull it a little bit also on the very outer edge as well. Oh gosh, we got... Oh my god, Cassie Hill, thank you so much, my lovely. I adore you and your makeup skills are top tier. Thank you, my gorgeous. That is absolutely wonderful of you. Thank you so much. I just really want to share the skills that I've accumulated because obviously I'm completely self-taught. I've not had any formal education in makeup. Like, I've never been to beauty school or anything like that. It's fully self-taught. And I think in this day and age as well, there's so much Facetune around that you can't necessarily tell what to believe on Instagram. And that's why I really wanted this whole sort of masterclass thing to really work for me as well, because I have a lot more fun talking to you guys directly and sharing how a look comes together in real time, if you know what I mean. Because if you just, like, sometimes in a video as well, because my videos range between like 10 and 20 minutes, you're not going to get every single thing that I mention to you. Do you know what I mean? Because some of it I have to cut out, and some of it is just like, I feel like it might not be relevant, but to some people it might be. So it's just a case of I'm just here to share what I know, girls. Just hopefully make everyone just feel a little bit nicer, you know. I always feel, I know it's like really cliche to say, but I feel if you look nice, you feel nice. You know what I mean? And like nice is very much in you know, in your own terms. You can define what nice is to you. If you love a solid pink eyeshadow look and you think it's nice, then guess what? It's nice. Jennifer Buckley, my lovely, unfortunately, I know it is. Because we are streaming live and I do not have a fully professional setup, it's not going to be less grainy than this, sadly. I need a new camera. I need to get... So Rolly has the... when I filmed at Rolly's recently, we're going back in with the white shadow, by the way, just to help soften this darker shadow that we've just put on and help blend it through between the lighter blue and the outer edge. Just ever so slightly, just to make sure there's no funny business going on. I'm missing everyone's comments. You're all gorgeous. What makeup palette am I using? Meredith Doyle. I am using the James Charles palette by Morphe. Another palette that you could use instead of this, if you don't want to support Morphe or James Charles, is this one here. The Beauty Bay EYN Bright Matte Palette. 42 colourful eyeshadow. It looks like this. You could create the same look that I'm doing now on my eyes with this palette. Just a little FYI for you, my lovely. I'm a glitter slut. I love that, Red Roses. Me too. We're going to put some on at the end. Don't you worry about that. There's a lot of Jennifers in here. There is Jennifer everywhere. Lovely. Fun fact, Electric Eel was the first high-end eyeshadow I ever bought back in 2013 because you and Sinestra recommended it. That eyeshadow, sweetie, let me tell you. That eyeshadow is phenomenal. It's like the MAC eyeshadows. Like, some of them have quite a lot, like, quite a big place in my heart. Like, Carbon eyeshadow has a huge place in my heart. Gesso has a huge place in my heart. Vanilla pigment, silver pigment, you know what I mean? Black Tide, Dark Soul. All these pigments that MAC of Creative have created such a big, have had such a big important effect on my life because I used to wear them all the time doing my, like, literal solid black cut creases. My black and silver cut creases. That's all I did at one point. All right. I think that's enough blending for that section. What we're going to do now is go into the shimmery blue here. This one right here is a slight shimmer. It's not hugely shimmery. It's more like a satin finish, I would say. What we're going to do is just buff this over the outer third of the eye. Actually, do you know what? We're gonna take it to the middle of the eye, actually. Just to give the essence of a shine on the eyelid. I really like... Excuse your mouth. Thank you. I really like putting shimmer on the eyelid because the closer to the lash line it is, the more sort of like awake and eye-catching your actual eyes will be. In appearance, at least, anyway. And always put mattes throughout the crease because that's where you want the depth to be. You don't want any light reflection to really be in the crease. But, of course, I break this rule all the time because sometimes I just want to wear one single shimmery eyeshadow all over my lid. And I'll do that, you know. Thank you, Cassie Hill, my lovely. Thank you. It's the compression. VP8/9 does an awful job with solid tones. Is that the compression of the, like... YouTube compression kind of thing? I must admit, streaming on YouTube is a different experience to streaming on Twitch. Because I've only got, like, what I've got rigged up right now is not the best situation, if I'm right honest with you. I was just about to tell you a story. When I went over to Rolly's recently, I filmed on his 4K Canon 90D, and I was like, oh my god, if I had the money, girls, if I had the money, you'd be coming to see me in live 4K HD right now. I do not have the money, girls. So we're still doing the metallic-y, shimmery, satin finish blue. Like so. Do you know what? Also, I've got a little section there that I'm just going to add a little bit more shadow to. Just going to do this tiny area here. There we go. Just to create a little bit more depth at the outer corner. Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. Buff it in a little bit more. The thing is with these sorts of eyeshadow looks as well, you can go back to steps that you've already previously done. You don't have to, like, follow everything completely the way I've done. I like to do my eyeshadow looks a little bit different to a lot of other artists. Most artists will say they go light to dark or dark to light. I like to start with the mid-tone and work out both ways. I don't know, it's just personal preference. Break those makeup rules. What's your favourite MAC eye palette that you've used, Luxeria? So I don't actually own any MAC palettes. I have made my own one, which I really like. Let's have a little break to talk about MAC, shall we, on my channel. So I made this little custom one here, this little custom 2 eyeshadow. I really love these 2 colours together. So I have a thing for bruise colours. They're not the most flattering on everyone's eyes, but I just love bruise tones. So I've got the shade Malt here, which is just like a light pink, transition shade. And then I have this one here, which is Shadowy Lady, which is just a really dark purple, it's like a true purple. It's like a neutral color. It's not blue or red or anything. It's just like a purpley tone, like a smoky purple. Love that little palette that I made. That's the good thing about MAC, is that if you don't want to buy a huge thing with loads of eyeshadows in, just buy some of their customs and make your own little mini palette. Easy, easy. Thank you, Christian Woods, my lovely. I shall see you over on Twitch. Have you ever thought about doing any kind of beauty con? God, could you imagine me at a beauty convention? I have not... Well, I have thought about it a little bit, but I've never really taken it seriously, because for those things, you need to be invited to them. And I have, like... I've only been invited to VidCon as a guest of Roly, and also to Summer in the City, in which I was... That was the first one I really did, type of convention, because I was on a panel about gender identity. Which was fun. But I'd love to do a beauty convention, because I would love to do a masterclass in real life, because I feel like meeting you guys face to face would be like a wonderful experience. So now what we are going to do is we are going to go onto the lower eyelid. Oh, have I picked up a brush I didn't mention earlier? I think I have. So, need a little drinky poo actually. My voice is going a little bit, which is fun. Oh no, Raver, let's not have that crossover. She does not need to exist. Oh, I'm glad people are like, yes, there's history. There is history. It's not that deep. It's a little bit deep. It's not too deep. It was many years ago now, so I don't know. If Josh, could you Imagine if he was called Josh McLean. If John ever wanted to talk to me, I wouldn't give him the stink eye. I'd just be like, do you know what? You've probably grown up a bit now, and so have I. So, you know, depends how the conversation went, I guess. So we're going to break the rules a little bit. With the underside of the eye, we're going to go first in with this colour here, the sky blue we used earlier. And we're also going to go in with this raspberry tone up here. Oh, I've just noticed something. This looks different on camera than it does in real life. So on camera, this is looking a little bit more brown. But in real life, it's more dark pink. Interestingly enough. Isn't that weird? Very strange. All right, my lovely. So what we're going to do is take a new brush this time. I didn't mention it earlier. We should grab something. Make an amendment. This is the 239S brush by MAC. Now, Zoeva do one very similar, but I have misplaced it. The last masterclass I did, I put it down somewhere, and it's gone, and I don't know where it's gone. I've obviously got a house gremlin that really likes makeup brushes. So what we're going to do is go into this blue, like this. We're going to tap off the excess, and then turn the brush around. And we're going to apply it this way first. And this just allows for a more precise placement of the blue at first. Now I'm concentrating, so I'm probably not going to talk for a little while. You want to concentrate it as close to the lash line as possible. And you can also take it up to the inner corner. I don't know why we're getting black screen flashes. I'm not sure. It's very upsetting. It's that gremlin again. And then what we're going to do is go back in, tap off the excess again, and now just start to blend down from that area. So you can really concentrate where you're putting the blue. And you want to join it to the upper lid at the outside as well, at the outer corner. Now I need to pick up a slightly different mirror here, because I like to work with a mirror down here. I've always done my makeup that way. Only recently have I started working freehand, and that's because in an environment like this, where I've kind of got to keep the same sort of distance from the camera, I can't really like go right up close, because look, you just can't see me. You get a lovely shot of my scalp, which is not that nice. So what we're going to do is just start to blend that blue. Same brush, the 239S. Just start to blend that blue down a little bit. You can go as dramatic under the eye as you want to. You don't have to put blue under the eye. Some people can get away with it, some people can't. I know that this is where it starts to get very dramatic. And I know that a lot of people are like, oh, I like the upper bit, but I didn't like the bottom bit. You don't have to do the bottom bit if you don't like to. So now that we've got this much blue underneath the eye, we're going to go straight into that raspberry tone and layer it over the top. So that's this colour right here. Lovely. Hello, Samantha Salis. How you doing, my lovely? Raver, is your screen P3 compliant? I don't think it is, actually, because my camera is using a HDMI output cable into a video capture card. I guess that's what it is. It's like an Amazon affordable option for a HDMI input capture. So my camera is not actually connected to my laptop. It is through a little bit of riggery, if you know what I mean. And that's how I'm coming to you now in on my SLR, but also not in full HD. I need to get myself an Elgato. I might invest in myself one of them at some point soon, because that would make a massive difference for this kind of a thing. But also, I think I should just wait and get an actual new camera. So what we're going to do is go in with the raspberry tone. Tap off as much of it as possible, because this is where you don't want to apply loads. And we're going to start applying this right onto the blue. And it helps to create a little bit of differentiation between all the blues happening on the eye at the same time. You could do this with like a really deep navy if you wanted to. But I, with my blue eyes, like putting a little bit of purple because it still kind of complements the blue tone in my eye, which is now rapidly turning to a grey tone with this much blue around it. So back in still, or rather still going in with the raspberry tone. We've got that, which is quite dramatic if you ask me. So I'm just going to do a little bit of blending here. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to go in with the 217S brush. We're going to go in with the white and start to blend this line on the outside. And just soften up the harsh edge. Like so. Now, you're never going to get your eyes 100% symmetric. There are some people that are so talented they literally can. I sort of try and aim for about 95% symmetry, because otherwise I'm literally going to be sitting and readjusting my eyes forever until I am forever happy with them. But I always find that a look comes together right at the very end when you do your mascara and your lashes and your little bit of liner as well. Excellent. So now we have that. Now what I'm going to do, just before we... Oh, why have I put that there? If I put that there, I won't see it again for a while. There we go. That's probably what happened to my other brush, actually. Oh my goodness. I'm mediocre at best. Oh my goodness, my lovely. Loving the purple. It's gorgeous. Thank you, Cassie. It's a lovely little colour, isn't it? All right, that's why it appeared like a brownish and not that dark pink. Yes, it's a little bit difficult. Can I just add, thank you for pronouncing my surname right. So many people get it wrong. You are most welcome, Samantha Salis. I'm good. Feeling a little more awake. I stayed up too late. 5 a.m. Oh, you naughty, naughty person. Goodness. You're going to get a nice shot of my arm. I do apologise. If you need, what is it? Tech recommendations, hit me up. Thank you so much, Raver Ambitions. I absolutely love myself, the Canon, so I'm going to stick with the Canons. But I'd love to get a Canon 5D Mark IV. Or the 5D Mark V is like potentially coming out because Sony have just released their... What is it, A7S2 or 3 or something? So I imagine Canon aren't going to drop the ball. They're going to be like, well, we also have the 5D Mark V, woo! I'd love one, but I can't afford it just yet, my lovelies. Yeah, so, yeah, my socket shape does actually help me out with these sorts of shapes. I also feel like when I do makeup on people that have, like, not as much of a socket line as I do, I really like working in on that sort of, like, more flatter of a surface. You can really get away with smaller brushes as well if you're really struggling with it. This one by Charles Fox, I had a joke about this in my last masterclass, the 81460-31 brush, which is also a pencil tip brush like this, can really help just get those extra bits, extra blending on the outer V for different eye shapes. I just whack it on my face and hope for the best. Oh my god! I mean, was that mascara, more mascara? Did I say that? Whack it on and hope for the best. Oh my goodness, exciting, Kate. Very exciting. I mostly struggle with eyeliner on my eyes. Well, hopefully a little bit later I can give you some techniques, Elena. Elena Genevieve. Oh, it's Elena Genevieve. Hello, my lovely. How are you doing? From the Twitch streams. I am going live on Twitch tomorrow. Gorgeous people. What do we need to do now? What we need to do now is apply a little bit of black. So the black in the James Charles palette is a subtle black. It is not a full-on strong black, which for this kind of look, I actually like it because black is not the point of this look. The actual point of this look is the blue, but I want to use the black to create extra dimension. So we're going to go in with the black here, back on the 231 Luxe Petit Crease brush, tap off the excess. Again, just fit it around my crease. Just ever so gently. Like that. And do you see the depth that's added? That's quite dramatic, actually. I really like that. And then a little bit on the outer. Literally just the very outer edge of the eyelid. None of this going to the halfway point. None of that. Just literally on the outer edge of the eyelid. And we will go back in with the 217S brush. and blend that in with the blue. Now, I haven't gone on the 217 with any white. I'm just sort of marrying it together and pushing it into the blue that's underneath it, just to soften the black slightly. Gosh, it is so busy outside my window today. Why is everyone doing things? Don't you know it's a Saturday night? Lovely. So I'm really happy with how this is turning out. I think this is gorgeous. Now what we're going to do is go in with this duck egg blue. It is a duck egg blue. If you Google duck egg blue, you'll see this. It's just basically really light pastel baby blue. But this one is really shimmery. Really, really shimmery. And we're going to apply that on the inner half of the eye, because this is where the magic happens, in my opinion. As soon as you put a shimmer on the inner sort of corner, inner half of the eye, that is where the look transforms. I mean, literally. Like, it's almost happening before your very eyes. How beautiful is this shade? I mean, if you just wanted like a sort of subtle... I was about to say subtle daytime 80s look, and I don't think I've ever said that sentence before in my life. But you could just wear this literal shade all over the eyelid. It's just so pretty. Little bit of shimmer, little bit of icy shimmer. So pretty. And if you notice, it's pigmented enough that we've gone over what was going on here beforehand without ever having to put any concealer down and do like a harsh cut crease. Do you see? Beautiful. We're having... Oh, is she getting warm? Oh, that's what it is. Technology is getting warm. Love that. All right. I need to get back into Skyrim. Oh my god, I need to even get into Skyrim. Thank you, Chloe. Loving the look. Oh, I need to follow you on Twitch. Yes, please come join us over there. I Twitch every Sunday. I stream every Sunday from 7 o'clock, and I also sometimes stream on Tuesdays, depending... It's either Tuesdays or Thursdays, depending on my week. Is there a proper age for shadow on the lower part of the eye? I'm in my 40s, so I don't want it to look... don't want to do that if it doesn't work for us older girls. So I would actually say that on more mature skin, you can kind of get away with something a bit more shimmery under here. Anywhere you put shimmer is going to help with, like, fine lines and... I guess fine lines. Fine lines and a little bit of texture. It's going to help detract from that, but also create, like, a little bit of... not a distraction, but it kind of is that sort of, like... Because you're light reflecting from it, it's going to make it look less... like negative, if you know what I mean. Like, it's going to detract away from any of the texture there by just having that little bit of sparkly eye. You can always try a little bit of matte. It really is, for your eye shape, it's all about how happy you are. So by all means, when you've got some time free and you just want to practice a makeup look and you don't want to wear, you don't know if you're going to like it, practice it at home. Like, when you've got nowhere to go, pour yourself a little glass of wine, have a little sit down, listen to some music in the mirror, just have a little play and see what you like, because at the end of the day, it's on your eyes. And if you really love the way a matte shadow looks on the underside of your eyes, go for it. My only technique would be, or my only tip would be, when applying a shadow, go in with it on one side, turn the brush over, and then apply it that way, so the powder on the brush is facing outwards, so that you can really get that precise placement, and then it gives you enough room to blend out if you need to, rather than just literally going in and being like, oh no, I've put far too much for my eye shape. That's my little technique to you. Conversations with Samantha. Those eyes look like a smoothie and a NutriBullet. Well blended. Thank you, girl. Get your nutrition from me. I'm loving your hair. I have a consultation with a new hairdresser on Monday. Excellent. Good, good, good. I know the drama that you've had between it. It's not good, is it? I will buy you a copy. I swear to God. A what? Oh, Skyrim. Oh, is that what it is? Skyrim, yeah. I also... Thank you so much, Elena. Elena, I did actually see that. I got that. Thank you so much. I thought I sent you an email about it just to say thank you. I'll double check that I did, because I'm trying to do that for every donation I get, because it's really important for me to also be very thankful about this position that I'm in, because I know I'm in a unique position, shall we say. Okay, so we've got some blending. I've just noticed a little bit that could do a little bit more work. Let's have a little bit more work there on the very outer edge, a little bit more curved. There we go. How long have I been live for now, Gales? How long have we been live for? Where's my little 55 minutes? Wow, I haven't even finished one eye yet. I love it. All right, what was I doing? So now what I need to do is eyeliner. That's what I'm going to do. Actually, just before eyeliner, I'm going to take my Charles Fox brush, the really skinny pencil tip brush, into that duck egg blue colour, and just help blend out the inner corner of the lower eyelid, the lower lash line, just so it's nice and even with the other side. This is the technique I love doing. Not everybody does, because sometimes if you have a bit too much shimmer down here, it can look like you've had like an elegant cry. And to me, I love a bit of an elegant cry, but some people, you know, they're not into it, and that's fine. You don't have to be into everything. There we go. All right, now it is time to put the palette down. What we are going to do now is move on to eyeliner. So this is my little eyeliner tip. Because I've already done this eye, it's going to be a little difficult for me to... If I do eyes at a separate time, the eyeliner is the one thing I do start to struggle with, because usually if I'm not in tutorial mode, I'll do my eyes at the same time. Obviously. I've just found that brush that I said I lost. It was upside down, lol. Okay, so the other brush you can get is the 234 by Zoeva. I can't believe I just saw that out the corner of my eye. Right, where's my liner, Gales? I need some. Where have you gone? That's not you. There you are. My absolute hands down favourite felt tip liner is the Brush Black 24-hour brushstroke liner by MAC, and it looks like this. It goes to such a fine point. It is a dupe for the KVD tattoo liner, except it's more black and it lasts longer. The NYX Epid ink is also really good as well. What's this? Luxeria, you will love Skyrim. I do hope so. I agree, Cassie. Lovely winter look. What, this one that I'm wearing right now? It is a nice winter look. I did something very similar to it a while back. I feel like this is like a winter ball look. You know what I mean? Like frosty, icy. I chose to do this technique with blue eyeshadow, because blue eyeshadow is notoriously difficult to blend, as well as purple. So I thought, if I give you my blending techniques on the hardest shade colours, everything else will be easy in comparison. There's only one thing that's harder, and that's red pigment, because red pigment is actually a dye. And if you're trying to blend out red eyeshadows, I don't know where you're going in your life, but you've got a little bit of a struggle bus in front of you, because red eyeshadows, they're just a different breed, sis. Right, what do we have? I use Dark Elf a lot. I love using magic. Me too, my lovely. I'm a magical person. Are you and Rolly in any new videos this month? So I'm filming with Rolly in a couple of weeks' time. We should also have a Gaga the Millennial going live potentially before the 12th of August, which is cute. Loose powder is a god at hiding texture of all kinds. I use it for my large pores. Yes, loose powder and also foundation powders are excellent for covering pores. Maybe I'll do like a troubleshooting masterclass next. I also really want to do a tattoo cover masterclass, because I know, like, in these times, potentially people will have, like, hand tattoos or wrist tattoos, and we're going to be trying to get work and stuff like that, so I want to share some of my techniques for tattoo covering as well. I think that's going to be the next masterclass, or maybe even the one after that, because I want to do a foxy eye masterclass, because that is, like, so hot right now, and I want to do, like, one eye that's, like, neutral, natural foxy eye, and I want to do one eye that's, like, neon foxy eye, you know, something for the little Gen Zs to get their fingers into. I have 3 of them, and they are really thin. What's this? That looks like the Revolution Artist eyeliner pen. Yeah, so the Revolution Artist eyeliner pen, the only difference is the ink that's in it doesn't last as long on my skin, I find, as these two. But this one is a bit pricey. This one's like 20 quid, but it does its job, and it lasts a while. So the way that I like to do my eyeshadows, I like to rest my eyeliner, is I like to rest my elbow on something. So I've got it on my powder pot right here. And I'm going to put a stamp at the edge of my eye where I know I want my flick to start. Oh, she's dead because I've had her open too long. In fact, is this the right one? Yes, it is. I was like, oh my god, I'm using the wrong one. I just put 9 billion gallons of black ink on my hand. What's this? What's this? What's happening? Blues and purples are so hard to blend. Proceeds to knock it out of the park without trying. Thank you so much. I love you and Rolly together. You are so similar. I love it. Honestly, everyone says this. It's so funny. We have a very similar accent, even though we're not from the same place in England. But when you hear someone with our accent, you know that it is like a... It's got a twang to it. I mean, do any of you guys know of Jake Monroe on YouTube? What am I doing? I've literally sung this eyeliner so many praises and now it's not working. Why is this? Thank you. Oh, there we go. Excellent. And then just join it up from the inner corner. My only tip is to not go too thick. Right, I'm just going to clean this nib because I think I've got too much eyeshadow in it. Oh, that's what it is. Ah, there we go. That's much better. There we go. Always try and do your eyeliner looking down like this because it really stretches open the area. And everyone wants a stretched open area. Oh my god. Can you imagine? X-rated. YouTube kids, cancel me. So Jake, yeah, him and Kaya. So Jake Monroe has the same accent that Rolly, well, he used to have the same accent that me and Rolly have. And it's got a very British word. I can't remember exactly what it is. It's like a British, like the twang is the word you would use if you were just like using it as a colloquial term. But he used to speak very similar to us as well. But since he's moved to, not that I've known him forever, but watching his older videos, he used to talk very similar to us until he moved to Northern Ireland. And then he picked up a different twang. And then we would just want to extend the flick on the end of the eye. Make sure it's equal to the other one. Can go a little bit longer. Oh, the eye concentration is palpable. And that's when you have your liner done. Oh, it looks different on camera than it does in real life. It's not as thick as it does on camera. How weird. Oh, Jennifer. Yeah, so he's got quite a persona. He's got quite that digital persona. I mean, like, realistically, back when I was an androgynous boy on YouTube, I also was quite arrogant, actually. And I have difficulty watching some of my old videos back. I mean, for more than one reason, let's be honest. But I used to have a real arrogant streak in me, and I hate seeing it now because I did it to protect myself because I was like, well, I'm the best. Nobody can tell me anything. And now my whole life has like changed quite a bit since then. Like, I've lost friends, I've lost family members, I've had life happen. I've gone on a big journey, both through education and through personal discovery. And let me tell you, I'm not arrogant in the slightest anymore now. I'm just like, I sing my praises when I need to, but I'm not arrogant anymore. What part of London am I from? I'm not from London. I'm from a little seaside city in the UK called Brighton. I don't know if you may have heard of it. It is, in fact, the gay capital of the UK, or at least it used to be when I was growing up. It's also the most homophobic place in the country as well, so that's always fun, isn't it? So I'm now going to put glue on my false lashes. The false lashes that I'm wearing are the 75s. I'm just literally going to pop these on. I'm not going to give too many tips and tricks about false eyelashes because I gave them out, most of them, in my last last video. I didn't actually give out the one that I was going to say is probably the most appropriate for people that are just starting out to wear false eyelashes. And that is, if you've got a pair of, if you've never worn like stripped false lashes before and you want to get into them and you find them really uncomfortable or difficult to just put on straight away, get yourself a cheap pair of lashes, either from eBay or from your drugstore that you like the look of. Cut them straight down the middle and apply them in 2 separate parts, because that will really give you the ability to see where you need to put them, give you a nice amount of control, and also it's a bit more comfortable for beginners as well, because you're not restricting your whole eyelid by the lash band. You're giving it a break, so to speak. I find false lashes easier than eyeliner. Ooh, fancy. Erin Ashley, Luxe, would you say that blue is your favourite eyeshadow colour? Actually, I quite like blue and pink. And blue and pink together is stunning as well. I'm going to do that for Pride whenever there's a Pride that's going to happen again in this country. I really want to wear blue and pink eyeshadow to Pride. So what I'm going to do now is just quickly curl my lashes. Just literally a bloop and a bloop. Nothing special. These are Tweezerman eyelash curlers. These were sponsored to me about 11 years ago. And I feel like I still have to disclose that now because #advert. They're really good. Get them if you want. There we go. And now I'm going to go in with my eyeliner. Nope, no I'm not. I'm going to go in with my mascara. The mascara I'm using at the moment is the MAC Extended Play Giga Black Lash. Probably the best one by MAC in my opinion. But you can also use the Benefit Roller Lash if you want an alternative. And also 2000 Calorie Waterproof is really good by Max Factor. That's my good little drugstore one that I like doing. Or using. So I like to also I like to bend the mascara wand. Raven from Drag Race taught me this. And it allows you to really get in close without having to worry about like touching your nose or anything when you're doing mascara. Just want to give them a little coat. Cyborg, my lovely. Hello. Never been to Brighton, but always wanted to live by the sea. I really liked it, but I had to move out because I feel like you learn a lot about yourself when you move away from your city to your capital. Like, you learn a lot about how the world works. Yes, that is true. That is true indeed, Raver. Boy lashes are like the longest things you'll ever see, I swear, in the world. I went to uni in Brighton as well. Worthing! Ashley, my goodness. How was Worthing University? So when I studied in Brighton, I studied photography, and there was this wonderful little specialist photography shop in Worthing that we used to go to and get our like photographic paper from. It was brilliant, and like everything else that we would need for like darkroom photography. Okay, so the way that I apply false lashes, I literally do it like this. So I tilt my head back, tilt the lashes up, place the front at the edge of my iris and the end at the edge of my eye. Make sure everything is attached. Push down the edges. Just for a couple of seconds. And now you just have to wait for the eyelash to dry. During that time, I like to take the back end of a brush. This is just the Zoeva 231. Why not? We've been using it. Just roll my eyelashes against the fake ones. Just gently. I like doing this rather than full-on squeezing, because when you full-on squeeze, you can sometimes press your eyelash into a certain position, and if it gets stuck like that, your eyes will really start to hurt after a while because one of your lashes is being pinched. Doing this just gently joins them together. Like, people aren't going to be close enough to your eyes to see that, oh my god, one of your lashes is pointing in a different direction from the other 50 you have, and it's like, you're not going to see it. You're not going to see it. It's more comfortable this way. And you can see I have a little like blob of white like here. That will dry. That's just the glue. There are so many comments. I need to catch up with the comments. I'm frightened of the eyelash curler pulling out my eyelashes. Honestly, that's a big frighten about eyelash curlers. They are no joke. I'm not going to lie. They literally look like a torture device. You can also get ones that are half the size of this that are really good for like beginners as well. I wanted to go to Pride this year. What can you do As you know, I'm 5 months on estrogen and hopefully going up to 3. What? I wanted to go to Pride this year, but what can you do? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's annoying. I'm really upset about it, really. I moved 150 miles when I was 18 and 25 weeks pregnant. That's insane. Insane, Kate. Oh, goodness. You're still so gorgeous. Thank you, Danny Solorito. Sorry, my lovely. Danny Solorio. Thank you so much. Thanks for the advice. What's the advice? I have that problem too. If you curl in the middle with a light pressure for like 5 seconds, it gives you just enough lift without looking bent. That is exactly it. Also, Wayne Goss taught me that if you press your eyelash down, then you move the eyelash curler slightly out a little bit and do it again and then again. So you're essentially curling 3 separate sections of your eyelash. You won't have that like square. You won't have square lashes. I've just put some eyelash glue in my hair. Do you know what? I'll deal with it later. Alright, so now all we have to do is lower mascara and my eyeliner. So now, guys, if you want your lashes to blend perfectly with your, like, upper waterline. So you see on this eye here, you can kind of see my skin showing through on the upper lash line of my eye. What we're going to do is take a black gel liner. Make sure it's a waterproof one because this is the one that will last forever. And we're going to go in with a tiny brush. This is just a modeling brush. I actually got this off of eBay. I mentioned that in my last video as well. And I'm just going to get a tiny amount. This is Black Track by MAC, one of the OGs. You can also get one by Maybelline, which is the Maybelline 24-Hour Gel Studio something. That is so good. That's my other favorite one. Do I have one here? I do indeed. She is here. She is black. She's dried out, though. This is the Maybelline New York Eye Studio Lasting Drama Gel Eyeliner 24 Hours. Same thing. Excellent gel liner. This one and the MAC one are beautiful. I just like the MAC one because it's my OG. I've been really on the MAC product again recently. I've been enjoying it, girls. Get yourself your brush. Get your brush nice and loaded up. And just run it gently on the upper lash line. This is going to tickle like hell. So make sure you open your eye as wide as you can when you apply it. So you can get as far away from your iris as possible. And this is known as tightlining. Once you do this, you will not see the blend between your false lashes, your eyeliner, and your upper lash line. I can still see a little blob of glue though in my lash, so I'm just gonna dot over it with a bit of black liner. Like so. And now we're also going to do the same on the lower lash line. Sorry, the lower waterline. Same product. Just gently. The longer you take at this, and the more gentle you are with your eye, the more comfy it's going to be to wear this liner. Nothing worse than seeing someone like hammer away at their little delicate waterline area with like an unsharpened wooden pencil. I'm just like, splinters in the eyeball. No, thank you. See you all later. Have we got a reverb happening? I think my phone is a bit loud down here. Excellent. So then, just want to make sure that all this is blended nicely. And to make sure it's blended perfectly, I'm just going to go in with my... Not that one. Now I've lost my other one that I had out. Where's she gone? Hello? I need you. Oh, there you are. Excellent. Go back in with this original brush. One like this. This is the 239 by MAC. My eyes water all day after applying makeup. That is something that is really uncomfortable, I must admit. Sometimes when your eyes want to water, they just want to water. Go for waterproof things. This one is really waterproof, and that's why I love it. What we're going to do now with this brush is just make sure that the waterline is blended nicely with the shadow, so there's no weird, stark black line with a little bit of skin showing or anything. Just lightly run it over the area. Like that, and then we're just going to put some... Actually, we've got a little bit of black on that eye. Do you know what? We're going to go back into the James Charles palette. Back with that brush, just like this. On this side of the brush, tap it off, go in with the other side. I've got something tickling me. What is that? An eyelash. That's nice. And dot gently, just to make sure that it's nice and blended with that darkness. Like that. Now, honestly, that makes such a huge difference to have a dark waterline than just like a skin-coloured waterline, in my opinion. Especially with blue eyeshadow, because it gives you the contrast that you kind of need to have, like, ferocious eyes. And then, literally, pop on a bit of mascara. And that's it. Lovely. Alright, what I'm going to do is just wipe away all of this makeup I have down here. And if you wipe it away with the powder, you end up with no fallout whatsoever on your face. And there we go. Oh, do you know what? We need a little bit of glitter. I'm going to take the Collection 2000 glitter liner in silver. This one is called Glitz. It looks like this. I'm just going to pop a little dot of it on the inner corner, like that. Tiny little amount over that blue. I don't know what sort of tank is driving past my window, but that is so loud. Do you see that little bit of eye-catching difference? Sparkle, sparkle. Literally, that is it. We are done. You are now ready to take some Instagram pictures. Alright, so I'm going to do a little bit of setting spray because I need a bit of refreshment. I'm so hot in this room. Alright, so that concludes the end of me teaching you how to do this wonderful blue eyeshadow look. I think... Oh, I've not actually finished. It's just turned off. Hello. There I am. Lovely. You can see it like that. So, now it is time for the question and answers portion of the evening. Let me pull up what you guys are chatting about. Let's have a little read. Goodness me, so much conversation. I love this. Let's have a little look-see. I can't cope in the UK heat. Me either, Kate. What the hell have we experienced these last couple of days? It's been absolutely foul, awful, disgusting. I have the Collection 2000 gel liner. What do you think of it, my lovely? Is it a good one? That sounds hideous, Red Roses. 118 degrees. Blah. Awful. Luxe, the queen of makeup. Thank you, Chloe, my lovely. I actually really like the way that this has turned out. It's one of my, like, go-to blue looks now. I did this a couple of weeks back, just for, like, a nice day out. And I was just like, I haven't worn blue eyeshadow in ages. Since the last time I actually wore it was my Teal Unreal Revisited tutorial that I did, which was a bit more of an intense look than this. This is more of a, if you can call this a soft day wear blue, this is more of a Luxeria soft day wear blue. What do you think, my lovelies? Would you wear it? What do you think? Would you wear it? What should we call it? Should we name it something? Like, Aquafaba. No. Aquafaba rhododendron. I need energy and motivation to sort my hair and face out. That's the right, my lovely. It all takes time to be nice. Like, the only reason why I can do this is because I don't really have, like, I don't have any other, like, adult responsibilities. Like, I don't have kids or pets. So, I have the time to do these sorts of things. But don't feel like you absolutely have to. Just, spend the time on things that you would like to when you have the time available. Why does it look like you just stamped it on both eyes? I don't know. Why does that? I'd love a makeup stamp that could do this, though. Could you imagine? Like, I've spent an hour just teaching you how to do this one eye. I can get it when I'm not distracted. I can do both eyes in about an hour for something like this. Maybe even less. Maybe 45 if I'm pushing it. But I would love to have a makeup stamp that did this. Can you imagine? I always used to think about having, like, a mirror that you could just, like, save makeup looks onto. And then, like, it would just, like, splash them out on your face when you just, like, reload makeup look that I did a few weeks back. Click. And it would just be like, done. There you go, misted and ready to go with your makeup that you've saved. A bit like the Simpsons makeup gun, but like a mirror that's much better. What foundation tips do you have? What foundation tips do you have for the summer? I never wear it during these warm times because it feels like my face is melting off. Honestly, Cassie Hill, just that. Sometimes I don't even want to wear foundation in this sort of weather. I recommend doing long wear things, and if you can get away with it, I would actually suggest not wearing foundation at all. Go for a long wear concealer, something like the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This stuff is so good. It's got a little pump, and you mix it. If you were to mix that with like a high shine moisturizer, like a glow moisturizer or a glow like highlighter drops or something, and use that as a foundation, you've then got two birds with one stone. You've got your concealer in the areas you need it. It's not as long, not as heavy coverage as as foundation, but it still gives you that little bit of luminosity that you need or perhaps want from a foundation. And also it's long wearing because it's a long wear concealer. That's my little tip for you. Everything is better with glitter. It is indeed, Cyborg Magma. Ty Zimmer, I remember watching your tutorials for Sunset Eyes and UV Cyberpunk eyeshadow back when I was 13 or 14. You've been such a huge inspiration and one of the reasons I ever got into makeup. Thank you so much, my gorgeous. I love your little profile picture as well. That is some cyberpunk gorgeousness. 14 years old, you were watching that. Jesus, I'm an old lady. I want you to come beat my face. Everyone wants me to beat their face. I will do, my lovelies, if we can do. It's Patrick O. Is it hard to edit videos? It's not hard now because I've kind of, I've got into a swing of it. I use Adobe Premiere Pro. Is it CC 2018? One of the last ones you could buy. That was the last one that I outright bought. I don't like the idea of like subscription leasing software. That really bothers me for some reason. So I got out of that game. Love it. Oh, you're living for the skull glass. Thank you. It's from Tiger, and it was only £1 because they were getting rid of Halloween stuff, and it's actually glass. No, Kate, we have not had the thunderstorm yet. It looks like it's on its way, though, judging by the weather outside. You're beautiful, Lux. Thank you, Kate. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I was just talking about something. What was I talking about, Gail? What was it? I was talking about something. I would wear this look if you did it for me, Luxeria. Well, do you know what? One day this will probably happen. Just running errands. Absolutely. A Luxe makeover would be amazing. Oh, Magic Cloud, thank you. This is why I would love to do, like, I love the opportunity. Like, if I actually had a makeup brand and I could actually go touring with it. Do you, like with what all these people are doing at the moment, like with Jeffrey's masterclass and like James Charles's masterclass, I would love to have the opportunity to do something like that. Maybe when I'm down the line, girls, you never know. I had a video recently that got over 10,000 views and positively viral. Can you imagine? Oh, that's an awkward saying right now, isn't it? Oh, being viral is not the good thing we want. What lip colour is best with a blue eye look? So, I am wearing a pink lip at the moment. It's not really a pink lip. It's like a nudie lip colour. By Laura Mercier. This was a gift from a friend of mine, and I have no idea what the colour is or the colour name is, but it is so beautiful. Look at this lipstick. That is such a gorgeous colour. That's what I'm wearing right now. It's like such a good nude colour. I have no idea what the colour is. There's nothing on the packaging. No idea. That is really nice. I do feel like you kind of have to go for more browny nudes rather than pinks, because if you go towards pink red, you end up Pennywise territory. You end up in Pennywise territory. You could always do a black lip if you really want to push the boat out. A black lip would work so well with this. I'm getting bitty lips because I'm talking so much. Oh. Lovely. Down with DRM software. Exactly. Totally. A Luxe makeover would be amazing. Pinks if you want a statement with blue. Yeah, you can wear pinks with blue. Obviously, those rules are here to be broken. You don't have to wear... don't have to wear a nude. I think I would err towards a nude just because... back in the day, I wouldn't have. I would have literally done this with a bright red lip just because I like the Pennywise factor. But now, my goal now is to blend beauty with a more acceptable eye, if you know what I mean. Whereas back in the day, it used to be all about shock value, like being stunning, but also on the verge of like, that kind of frightens me a little bit. And now I'm also a little bit more into this kind of tainted phrase of passing. So I kind of make more feminine choices, if you know what I mean. So I do limit myself in my makeup choices sometimes because I do want to live in a passing life. So it's like, I do make different choices, but I mean, like, do what you want. Do what you want, Gales. Do what you want. It was in Northern Ireland earlier, so I guess it is her heading to you. Is this Big Booty Goth Queer? I love that name. That's so insane. I mean, it kind of looks stormy. It's got that kind of like ominous dark clouds, but with lots of different colours, and there's no wind, and it's going really still, and you can smell the humidity. Like, am I selling you the fantasy of my blurb novel? What you're having for your tea, little queen? I do not know yet. I'm planning on making something in my fridge. I don't know. I've got an onion I need to use up, so I might do some pasta and onion. Can you believe it? I might do some pasta. I've got some basil. I bought myself a new basil plant, so the basil plant has been added to the family. Unfortunately, all the plants I seem to bring home seem to suddenly be like, I'm sorry, I'm allergic to tap water. I'm gonna die. So they're all very upsetting. But she's here, she's basil-y, so I might make some sort of like homemade little mini pesto situation with onion and pasta. Maybe. Some vegan sausages as well. Tasty, tasty. No worries, Cassie Hill. I'm hoping to do another masterclass soon. I was kind of thinking about doing them twice a month. How does that sound? So it gives, so like a video during the week, and then once per month every Saturday. Every Saturday? Once per month on the Saturday. Or twice per month on the Saturday doing a masterclass. Depends on how my like shift patterns work out as well. I'm really enjoying this format though, because sometimes just doing a live show and then just interacting with you from like questions, I feel like the conversations could go a bit all over the place. Whereas when I just do this, I quite like sharing a technique with you as well, and like making it about bringing it back to like makeup and beauty as well. That's always fun. I like doing that. I would make a bot to spam Jeffrey to invite you with Mitchell. Can you imagine? Hilarious. The light pink looks amazing with your blue eye look. Thank you so much. You should have your own makeup brand. I do indeed. I'm eating a vegan Cornish pasty from Iceland. I'm quite jealous. I would love to have some of that. That sounds delicious. Carbs are the only reason I wake up. I love that. That's... Me too. Me too. I had tomato vodka pasta last night. Tomato vodka pasta? That sounds amazing. I've got a chili plant going strong in the garden, but there's no way I would be able to use them all without dying. I find this with chilies, for some reason, like homegrown chilies, they're like, I need to make 840 chilies. And you're like, I'm only one person and I don't even really like hot food that much. But thank you very much, chili plant. Cut off just the tiniest amount and put it in a little dish. I find also that homegrown chilies are so much hotter than the chilies you can get in the supermarket. I grew cayenne chilies years ago on my balcony. About 900 of them grew, and I was like, oh god, I've got to take them all off and then like dry them down. And then literally they were so spicy I could barely use them in any cooking, because I was just like, when I used to buy cayenne pepper from the shop, I'd be like, oh, I can have a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper in something. Growing my own ones, I was like, I absolutely cannot have cayenne pepper in anything. My face is coming off. I've been using your recommendations for skincare, and I'm loving the results so far. Excellent, Red Roses. Excellent, excellent, excellent. That's the best sort of routine that I've come up with so far. I'm actually thinking about doing starting my makeup, like my journey into owning my own cosmetics brand with a skincare line, something that is like affordable in a way that's like, so I was going to come up with, I don't know if I spoke about this before, I was going to come up with a 6 products that target different things on the face. So I was going to do like a sort of like mild day version of the product that you could get away with using every day, and then like a stronger version if you need immediate dramatic results that you should use like every other day, something like that. I was going to sell them in pairs of 2s and be like mix and match your own skincare regime. That's what I was going to start with, because I think like that's so much more achievable for someone doing a smaller brand than it is to immediately launch with 50 shades of foundation or lipstick, you know what I mean? And I want to get it right, so that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Oh, Big Booty Goth Queer. Do you have any tips for chin acne because of wearing a mask? I have never had this issue in my 34 years of living, and it's driving me nuts. Me too, Queen. Me too. I'm getting these little pimples on the edge of my lips, and I'm like, where are these coming from? And it's obviously the mask. I don't really have any tips for this, because it's not a problem with your skin. It's a problem that we have to put something on the skin that's causing these. The only way we can do this is to really get a mask that would then allow air to be filtered. But that, of course, defeats the point of a mask. Do you know what I mean? The only thing that I can say is try to minimize your mask wearing if you can. Only wear them when you need to. So like when you're going to a shop, or when you're going on public transport, or when you're going, you know, at work, or whatever it is. If you can take breaks with your mask not on your face, take them. Not everyone can do. I know it's very, very individual situation based, because like if I'm at work, I know that I have to wear my mask for a minimum of 4 hours in one go. I can't really take it off at all. So like, it's not really good. I've got problem areas along my chin as well, like literally just under here. Salicylic acid is really going to help with targeting those blemishes. So something like I mentioned, I don't have it here with me right now. Something like I mentioned in my last masterclass. If you want to watch my last masterclass, the beginning section, the beginning like 20 minutes is all about my skincare routine, and I absolutely recommend using a salicylic acid in order to target those blemishes. It's not going to get rid of every single one of them, but it's going to really make them much more manageable, and also they'll last less long. Is that how you say it? They'll last less long? They won't last as long? God, that was a weird sentence. And also it will improve your overall skin health as well. I would trust the F out of your skincare line. A beauty YouTuber who is also a chemist. All the dermatology YouTubers will be shook. Well, yeah, this is exactly it. I feel like as much as I want to get into cosmetic formulation for color cosmetics, it's something that actually, if I'm starting by myself, is quite dramatic. Most of the people that have gotten into the industry have already had, you know, huge amounts of funds in order to actually produce their own massive ranges immediately. I mean, even though Jeffree only came out with 3 lipsticks, he still sank like 30k into those 3 lipsticks. I don't have 30k to sink into 3 lipsticks. So I was thinking what I can do is, because I do my own formulation, I want to get a manufacturer's license, hire out a tiny little desk somewhere in a little science laboratory, manufacture my own small lines with my own packaging, my own formulations, and then do the warehousing myself at first and see what I can get back as feedback from that, and then scale it up as and when it grows, because obviously that's the goal. That's what I was thinking anyway. I would love your guys' feedback on that, because that's something that is a dream of mine. Let me know what you think. Right, they seem to grow half the size but double the spice of shop-bought chilies. They do, actually. They absolutely do. I'd love a simple, affordable skincare line, as I'm a lazy, busy mother. Well, that's exactly why I want to make them. I think it's just so I can do it cost effectively, A. I can give you nice packaging, B. And also, I like things that are modular. I love modular design. So, like, this goes with this, and you use it like that, and that's the way you do it. It's very simple. It says what it does on the tin. It's none of this. We've got Reformuloplex that we patented last year, which is actually just repackaged Q10 from this other brand that says you need to do this twice a day. Like, you don't need to do all of that. You just don't need to do all of that. Great idea. Go for it. Thank you, my lovely out. 2020 has been such a bum year, hasn't it, Jas? It's been terrible. And it's not over yet, Gills. I will pledge $100 if you do a GoFundMe to start. Oh my God, Raver, that's insane. Do you know, I don't know if I don't know if I would do a GoFundMe, but I definitely would look into doing a Kickstarter. I kind of feel like that's more of a reputable way to go through setting up a business. But I don't know yet. I need to do my own little research on packaging supplies and like ingredients sourcing first. So I'm still at like step 0 on the ladder. I'm not even on the ladder yet. I'm literally looking at the type of ladder I want to buy. That's what I'm at yet. Raver ambitions. That is absolutely true about salicylic acid. Along with colloidal oatmeal. Oh, I didn't know that. Colloidal oatmeal. That's interesting. As it's the inflammation that causes the breakout. It is indeed. It's also, if it's with your mask, it's also the humidity, like sweating. It makes you sweat, and then like bacteria can grow in this little area, and then that like inflames your skin. It's really problematic. I would so buy your skincare. Thank you, my lovely owl. There are many indie brands that start in the kitchen. Yep, Lush did, and so did MAC. I also self-soothe a little by picking at my skin. That sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, my lovely. I came across a lady the other day that plucked her eyelashes out, and I was just like, my heart breaks, because once you form these habits, it's so hard to break them. I really wish you the best, Chi. I really wish you the best when it comes to making your own products. It would be fantastic. Thank you so much, my lovely. I will... Thank you. Thank you. What skincare products do I use at the moment? Cassie Hill. So in the last masterclass I did, it's on my channel. I think it's about 3 videos back now. 3 or 4 videos back. The first 20 minutes is me talking totally about skincare and how the products that I use. You can see the products that I use in there. But I use the CeraVe Moisturizer. It's called the CeraVe All Day Lotion. And I use... Let me start that again. The CeraVe All Day Moisturizing Lotion. And then I also use that with salicylic acid. And I team that up with a few other products as and when I need to. Alright, my lovelies. I have been online for... How long has it been now, my lovely hours? Let me have a little peep. 1 hour and 25 minutes. I think that's a good time to call it an evening there, don't you think, my lovelies? CeraVe is a lovely, affordable brand that does... excellent products. Look into them. You're going to want something with niacinamide, with a couple of ceramides and a salicylic acid, as well as some moisturizing factors. Skincare does not have to be expensive, and it absolutely does not have to be complicated. Unlike other brands will have you believe, like you don't need a day cream and a night cream and then like a 3rd treatment cream and then like 5 things and a serum on top. You can minimize that down to 2 or 3 really good products that will target what you want to improve on your skin. And you can do that. It's very easy. The ordinary lactic acid is some strong stuff, let me tell you that. Strong stuff. All right, my gorgeous people, I am going to leave you there. I'm going to go off and have some din-dins and relax my evening away by also watching some of the Umbrella Academy Season 2 on Netflix. But I'm also going to clean some brushes because I need to do that. So that's what I'm going to do. My lovely out. My lovely out. My lovelies. Excellent tips on skincare. In the last masterclass, I've gotten lactic acid and it's helping reduce texture. Excellent. Lovely to hear that. All right, my lovelies. Just to let everyone here know as well, if you do have Twitch, I do stream on Twitch every Sunday. I will be online tomorrow. We will be playing a little bit more of The Sims 4. I will be live from 7 PM GMT. I'm not sure what that is everywhere else. But my name on there is Luxeria Plays. You will find me. Come join us. Come join the little fam. Some of you guys are already there. I know I will definitely see you tomorrow. But it will be lovely to see some new people as well. New faces, new things, new stuff. All right, gorgeous people. See you soon. Also, tune into my next video, whatever that is. I'm so excited. My views are up at the moment as well. It's so good to be doing well. I love it. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Oh.